Alright, we are ready. I am Arcus, and this is the Ninja Gaiden Beginner's Tutorial. So let's get started. The timing typically begins on the very first frame Ryu is available here. I usually like to count with the fade in here, so I go 3, 2, 1, boom! But we're not really speedrunning just yet. This is just a beginner's tutorial. We're gonna try to cover everything that a beginner should know. So first things first, these first 3 enemies, there are probably at least 10 different ways to get through there. But I noticed that everybody wants to get through there as fast as possible, so let's go back to the start here. The funny thing about this game is you have to jump and slice in the air. Otherwise you can't get past these first 3 guys. It'll look like that, or it will look like that if you don't unsheathe the sword. So just jump and slice, and then you should be able to make your way through there if you don't get a bad pattern. But the spawns in this game... Oh yeah, I don't think I'm unsheathing my sword, am I? I was gonna say the spawns in this game are a little bit random. So these first 3 guys, they can spawn in slightly different locations, and it's not always possible to get through them, even if you do unsheathe the sword first. But I don't really recommend doing it that way unless it's absolutely necessary for you to do that. This is not really a beginner's strat here at all. You're gonna have to reset at least half the time, I'd say. But that's what it looks like if you do manage to get through there. What I would actually recommend though is just to slice these first 2 and then jump over that one. That should work 100% of the time, no exceptions. There's no reason why that should not work, no matter which pattern you get here. I think Sinister recommended damage boosting off the first one. That is a pretty good option as well. But then sometimes you might jump a little bit too early and then have to reset. That's another option. So let's move on here. Let's see what all of these are. These should both be 5 ninpos. So you can see the ninpo counter up there. It's 10. So all the special weapons in this game will be using that. It's like a magic power. This one's that was also 10. This is a baby shuriken here. I'm just gonna show what options are available in this game. That's some points. 5 ninpo, and this one is another 5. We already know what points look like. They could either be red or blue. It's just a pot. And more points. And that's what the art of the fire wheel looks like. I believe there are 4 weapons in this game. Most of them you activate by pushing up and B like this. And that is the spin slash I just knocked down. And I missed it, and that's fine. We're going to reset here anyway. We're just looking through all this stuff. Ninpo, 5 ninpo. I should point out a few more things about the mechanics here. Let's see. If you push up, right, and B, you will not use the special weapon. It has to just be up and B and nothing else, and that's very important. So just up and B. That is what the invincible fire wheel looks like. We just call it the fire shield for short. More points. And this one right here, that is a timer stopper. It will stop the current enemies from moving on the screen, and it will also stop more enemies from appearing. So that could be a useful item later on. And here we have the Swag Star. It's also known as the Windmill Shuriken, or the Big Shuriken, or the Orange Shuriken. It goes by lots of different names. And this item is special because you can keep it on the screen pretty much forever if you jump at the right time. It's not really used in this stage because we typically use the spin slash, but it's something people should know about. Oh yeah, that was a 5 ninpo back there. And that's all the items in this stage. But there is more about the mechanics I need to point out here. Let's just reset it. I do not think I covered slash canceling yet. This game does have something called slash canceling. Let me demonstrate that with the spin slash coming up here. By the way, this is the route we will be taking. Boom. There it is. This is the spin slash. So we have 25 ninpo, but sometimes you'll find yourself not wanting to use that ninpo, so you just hit down and B. Down and B in the air, and you get to continue on with your regular sword attack. But that's not the only thing it's useful for. You can also slash cancel to hit enemies easier. Like there are some enemies that will launch you backward at least half the time if you don't slash cancel them, just because of how tight the timing is. But not in this stage. In this stage we're just gonna get the spin slash and hold on to it. Can kill anything in one hit, including bosses. So let's try to get through this whole stage here. A little bit faster this time. So, just like we practiced here. Works 100% of the time there. And I should also mention that there's an in-game timer, but it can be inaccurate of up to a second. So I wouldn't rely on that in-game timer up there. Boom! So I probably should have said more about that damage boost there. That's so we get up to the spin slash faster than the long route. Typically, you'd want to go this way. And this is another thing I do have to mention. We're going to talk about the flip-flopping. All you have to do is hold down A. Left, right, left. Holding down A the whole time here. Left, right, left. And that's all there is to it. We're not going to get into the quick jumps in this tutorial, which would look like this. That's also known as ladder climbing or wall climbing. It's one of the most difficult parts of the game, which is why it's not in this tutorial. We're also not going to go over mashing, which is slash canceling over and over in the air. That will be in the advanced tutorial. That's only used for the final two bosses, but it is important if you want really fast times. Alright, so I think we covered almost all the mechanics, but wait, there's actually one more thing. It's called the standing slash glitch, and it occurs when you do a standing slash and then you jump immediately. You cannot attack in the air after doing a standing slash. It's just part of the game. And you can't use special weapons either if you do that in the air. So that's a very annoying part of this game you have to watch out for. Like even if you don't see his sword go, but you jump after that, the standing slash glitch is still in effect. It happens to me most often at the demon statue fight. But anyway, let's see if we can finally go through this full stage here. I believe we are done with the mechanics. And this was the fast strat, and that's why we don't do the fast strat. That is why I recommend doing this strat here. I mean, if you find a route that works 100% of the time, why not do that? Slicing and a dicing. So we're going to want to hit the right side of that guy, damage boost up, grab the spin slash. That was a good recovery, by the way. That actually reminds me of another mechanic in this game. It's the slow backward jump. You don't want to do it. You have to give yourself some time to turn around. Like if you're on the very edge right here and you want to turn left, it might not be enough room to actually jump that way. But anyway, the rest of this stage, there's a funny thing up here. You can just hold down the A button and hold right, and then there's like a piece of the ceiling you can jump off of here. Or not. I remember there were two parts of the stage that look like that. I guess that's not one of them. Boom! Here's one of them. There were two of them, but oh, you know what I'm thinking of? I'm getting it mixed up with the advanced route. The other one is if you take this top route in the beginning here. So there's a slightly faster route that goes up here, and then this part you launch off of. We're actually not going to go over that. But yeah, that I actually confused myself over the route change. But I think we are finally done with mechanics. That took almost like 10 minutes just to go over mechanics. Oh, but you know what? You are actually supposed to jump right here to avoid that the doggy. Damage boost there. All you do is jump. It's not that hard. And I should mention we're actually just gonna jump over most enemies in this game. At least with this route. I actually want to do this full stage one more time. So we're almost 10 minutes into this tutorial here. And this is, I guess this is the official beginning, past the mechanics. So, let's do the full beginner's route here now for the first stage. There should be no issues here. Flipping and flopping, jumping and slicing. You can jump over that guy, or you can do an up slash. Boom! Jump there, spin there, and damage boost there. And that's pretty much it. You just hold down A and right, and you just fly off the ceiling. And then we do 2 spins to win here. That's not too shabby. And now the boss fight. You want to have at least 5 ninpo to kill him. If you have 5, you just trace his body here. I mean, it should work just about every time. But it's actually slightly faster to use 2. That's why we do want 10 ninpo here. So you start the first one early, and the second one goes straight up. You don't want to do the first one like that and then try to outline his body, otherwise you get hit. So it's one or the other. Don't try to do both. So just one more time, jump in early, go straight up, and that's it. And in this game it does take some time to count down any excess ninpo, but that's no big deal. And here's a cutscene. You actually want to mash start as fast as you can to skip these. And now the next stage. I think Sinister recommended getting a lot of ninpo, and I would agree with that here. Oh, another thing, you don't really have to memorize what any of these things are. The thing is, once you get the spin slash, you just have to be careful not to lose it. So that's the big thing. So just grab everything that's on the way here. That was kind of sloppy. I guess you could just wait for him a little more. And like I said, we are jumping over a lot of enemies here. So you don't have to memorize what any of this stuff is. Just grab it all. And I actually like this part. I want to show this part. So you just hold down the A button, and you just hold down the A, and then you go left, right, left, jump. That's how you flip-flop up. It's only slightly slower than the speedrunning strat, and there should be no problems here. It's quite easy. You actually don't have to go all the way up to jump off. You could just make sure your hand is above that rung right there. That's the minimum requirements. But yeah, we're still going to slice everything. It really doesn't matter too much exactly how you do this. You could just do a standing slash and then grab it, or you can really take any route here. Except for, I guess you don't want to get launched backward. I can't even remember what I usually do here. I think it looks like that, but I'm not sure how tight that timing is. Now there is a little thing here. This is totally optional. You can jump up here, you're holding down the A button, and then you just tap right. It's not that hard, but it's not really necessary. So I say it's optional for beginner. Hold down A, tap right. But you do want to make sure you grab the right side of it here. If you grab the left side like that, then you actually want to tap left to get up there. But anyway, we're moving on here. We're grabbing everything, and that is the spin slash. And I think there's only one item we have to watch out for that'll give you the wrong weapon. So you can just spin slash anything that's here. But right there, that is the only wrong weapon you have to watch out for. That's the baby shuriken. And that guy made sure we grabbed it. Let's try this again. So don't grab that, you just spin slash everything. So I'm not even going to focus on any route memorization here. I should probably mention what I'm doing here. If you try to go too fast here, you're going to have stuff like this happen. So I'd recommend doing this part fast, only like if you want a sub 12 time. I'd just recommend going like this actually. You want to take a route that works almost every time. So again, give yourself some leeway to turn around there. And you can't just jump off here right away. Otherwise you fall through the Kit Kat. Oh yeah, I should mention this is the rice cake level. And it also has Kit Kats on the floors. Wait, did I lose the spin? Okay, alright, loaded the save state. Spin and spin, just grabbing everything. And And now we have the swag star. You don't actually have to do the true swag star here. You can just, I'd actually recommend just jumping early here. And I should point out we're going to get a backup spin slash. That's why we're not worried about grabbing this weapon here. Yeah, but yeah, I'd kind of look at this mountain in the background, or maybe the crack on the ground. So just when you're right past the crack here, begin the jump. We're not going to use the swag star yet. We're going to grab everything. And then right here, that's when we throw the star. So that'll kill the enemies behind us. I accidentally did the swag star. But one more time with the way I wanted to show. This route's easy enough here. This is just points, you don't need that. And that's pretty much it. You could grab that if you want, it's more info. Oh yeah, but I think most of the time you're going to want to go down like that. There's no need to cut it too close to death. And sometimes you'll even have the spin slash all the way up to this part right here. At which case you'll pick up this baby shuriken we already have. And then you'll just go like this. So moving right along here. We already know how to flip-flop. I don't have to explain how I do that. Now, this part. You want to jump as early as possible here. This is health, by the way. Probably won't need that here. Early as possible. It's fine if you go under him. But you should probably slice just to be sure. This is another fire shield. Just grabbing everything. You only have to be careful about what you pick up when you already have the spin slash. So we'll do some flipping and flopping. And there's an optional bat boost here, which looks like this. I should mention you can, you're very mobile in this game. You can adjust where you are in the air. You can hit left and right and adjust exactly where you want to land. So you can eyeball this bat, and you can always adjust to hit it, even if it looks like it's misaligned. So it's not, well, it's not foolproof, but it's not too hard either. It saves, I think it saves less than 2 seconds. So if you're not that comfortable with this bat boost, you just take the long way here. You do have to be careful though, because it looks like you can jump off like right here, but you can't. You gotta climb way up there. That's fine. But one more time, let's do the whole bat boost. Go up here, go just past the line, turn around, boom. So if you think it's worth it to save almost 2 seconds there, go for it. Picking up everything, and here, this is the spin slash. We don't want to lose this. There's only one item we have to watch out for here. I'll point out where that is. It's right there. That is the art of the fire wheel. So that is the only item you have to memorize, like in this entire stage. Don't get that one. You could get any other. I don't know what that is. We'll grab it. What's this? I have no idea. Doesn't matter. Spin and spin and spin. And that's it. Made it to the boss with the correct amount of ninfo. Bzz. And in Sinister's tutorial, he explains that you should go pretty deep, otherwise you'll just end up killing his weapon or not hitting him at all. Like if you do it too shallow here, you're not even going to slice him. So you have to, look, there goes his weapon. You do have to go deep enough to damage him. So go pretty deep there. And make sure your second spin slash goes straight up into the air, like that. Because if you try to do something like, if you try to run through him, it might, there might be issues like that. So spin, straight up. I think this eyeball here is a pretty good visual cue. You can begin the jump when you're aligned directly under it. So jump, whoops, spin, straight up. Spin, straight up. I think that's enough of that. And here we have the Bob Ross stage. This is the only act without a spin slash. I mean, you can get through here any way you want. And remember, you do not have to memorize what any of these things are. You just grab everything. And this one's actually a time stopper. Makes this part easier. So to recap, we're just killing everything. Or you could jump over them. Like I said earlier, it seems to be easier to jump over enemies in this game than gamble with them. But yeah, we're grabbing literally everything. Now this part's a little bit tricky. We're going to want to throw the baby shuriken right here. Remember, it's up and B to use firepower in this. We want to knock down that item. That's what we'll be using on the boss, since there is no spin slash in this stage. But remember, you can't just hold down up and right and B here. That will not work. You cannot fire that way. So I recommend like coming to a dead stop and then throwing it there. I think that's the easiest way. Because the number one mistake here is going to be not throwing any star. There's actually quite a lot of leeway to knock that thing down. So I wouldn't be too concerned about that. You'll probably get a feel for it pretty quickly. So jump, dead stop, and throw. That's what I'd recommend. And there are so many different ways to get through there. What I just did is fine. But there are also bad patterns. One more time, let's go through this part. Gonna jump, dead stop, and throw. I don't mind doing a standing slash here, and then doing a stutter step here, because there are really bad things that will happen on this stage. I don't know what that is, that's weird. Floating flame glitch. So yeah, usually standing slashes will actually save time at this part. These guys are so hard to hit. Maybe you could actually use a flame here. We can try that once. We can do a standing slash here, and we can do a flame there. That's pretty cool. That's another route, I guess. I believe there are 2 wrong weapons on this screen that you do have to take note of to not grab. But everything else, you could grab everything else here. Don't worry about what you're grabbing. It's either like points or ninpo. Now this part right here, do not grab this. This is the swag star. It's not that helpful for this stage. So just walk off here, slice him. Just walk off. You can eyeball like whatever he does, and you can adapt to just about any pattern, I'd say. Because you're giving yourself a lot of room here. So we're moving right along here. Now let's see. I do have to mention the backup. I guess I could do that right now. The backup art of the fire wheel's down here. So if you find yourself dying, this is a 10 ninpo, by the way. It's kind of out of the way here. But yeah, just take note. If you ever die, this is where the backup art of the fire is. I guess that's a 5 po. I don't think this is anything bad. Yeah, just points. So indeed, there are only 2 bad pickups here. I'll show you where the other one is. I'm not sure what that is. Points. That's some ninpo here. You get damage boost off that, guys. That's what Sinister recommended. This is 10 ninpo here. And this one, points. But that one right there. That one is going to be a swag star that you don't want. So that is the second item you do have to take note of on this stage. But I think that's pretty much it. Oh, that's a lot of ninpo. Now this part here. This is a very tricky part. This is the only strat I recommend. It has 3 steps to it. You just jump, slice, slice. Those are the 3 steps. Jump, slice, slice. And when you do this slice down here, make sure you come to a dead stop. Otherwise, I'll show you what could happen here. If you try to do a jumping slice, you could end up in the pit. And that defeats the purpose of playing it safe. I do actually want to go through this whole stage again. Because I think I flew through one of these parts. Grabbing everything, slicing everything. You could jump over them, I think. Well, Bazooka Man, maybe you should slice him. Just walk off and slice. So we already covered this part. Now this part right here, I don't think I ever covered this in one fell swoop. That's why I wanted to go back here. There's really not that much to it. You could slice that bullet if you want to. Doesn't matter. Just damage boost here. Ooh, the game was glitching out a little bit. And that was it. So let me just load the save state so we get our art of the fire wheel back. Gonna do that strat we just practiced. Dead stop here. That's the most important part. I should probably also mention that if you go too far to the right, you spawn the bird, and it could be an ugly mess here. So don't go that far to the right. Now this boss fight here. I'm gonna show the most simple way to do this. You just run to the middle here. and then you just flame them, like this. And that's it. But if this is your first time playing this game, you'll probably have a fight that looks kind of like this. And you might even die here, so that's why I explain where the backup Art of the Fire is. Because this part's actually not that easy. And if you do run out, you could just use your sword here. But once you get better with the timing, you can find ways to do more damage here per flame. You can do up to 3 damage per flame. One more time. It's pretty tricky to hit him. We had a lot of extra ninpo. That did take time to count down, but you might need a lot of ninpo there. Alright, and now it's time for 4-1. There is actually an extra life here, but I'm not sure it's worth it to grab. So, in the beginning here, I actually do recommend going for a standing slash. You up slash that, standing slash him. Because the good thing is, if you accidentally do this too early, you just kill him and keep running. So in other words, a worst case scenario here should be a standing slash right about here, which is no biggie. So once again, we're grabbing everything we see. Doesn't matter what it is. And now we have this spin slash. Now let me think, were there any pickups we have to be careful of? Not really. I don't think you have to worry just yet. Although I should point out there is a swag star right here you don't want to grab. If you want this extra life here, you have to do something like this. That could be useful for newer players. But anyway, if you don't want it, this is the route we take. Don't worry about the standing slash here. Boom! You never know what that guy's gonna do. Let's see what we have next here. Ooh, that's some ninpo. It's actually a tenpo, so you can spin slash it. Spin and spin. It's actually a pretty easy part. Now, right here, there's an optional bat boost. You could jump off the very edge, but it's actually pretty tricky. And it only saves like between half a second and 1 full second, so I don't know, it's totally optional. But that's the worst case scenario right there. That's why you might want to pass up on it. It's really easy to not go for it. You can forego the bat boost and just, you hold right. And I think you can always go under that bat, which makes it super easy. And then you just hold A and keep flip-flopping until you're up. So this is what I'd recommend right here. I don't remember what this pickup is. Let's see. 5 ninfo, you probably don't need that, but it's there if you want it. Just want to make sure that's not a wrong weapon. I don't think it is. Nope, just points. Now this part is actually pretty easy. This is what I recommend. It's one of the easiest boosts of the game, I think. You just walk off and spin slash. Spin and boom. One more time. Walk off and spin. Spin and boom. Alternatively, you could just kill this guy here. He's dead. But now there is no boom at the end. What was this again? It's not a wrong weapon. I just want to make sure. We're not doing any quick jumps in this tutorial. Now this part can be kind of trolly. Sometimes this bird comes back and he's a major pain. You'll just have to eyeball it and adapt to it. I think usually you don't have this 5 ninpo here, so you just do a regular sword attack against him. Jump over the cat. And there's a cutscene here. The cutscenes in this game refill your health. So even though there's no boss here, we have full health now. Let's see, I think I recommended just jumping over everything here. There's a 5 ninpo. I don't think you need the 5 ninpo though. There's a 10 ninpo here. You do want that. Spin the bat. You don't have to worry about it. And just keep running. And then just spin wherever you have to here. And don't worry about losing the wrong weapon because there is a backup a little up the road. So I would just recommend turning around and killing this guy. Just keep running, even if bad things happen. You can reduce the damage if you just keep going. And I should point out there's a health here, just in case you do need it, even though you got a health refill. And there's also an easy extra life to get. So if you're very new to this game, I would actually recommend getting this right here. And there's our backup spin slash. There is actually a wrong weapon coming up pretty soon. So typically we want to get this, and we don't want to grab this last one here. If you do that, it's actually worth the time to go back here and grab this. But anyway, we're just here to grab this ninpo. Don't grab that. And we're through. We're almost at the halfway point of this game. Now this is where the game gets twice as hard. 4-3 is where it really ramps up in difficulty. And what I would recommend is not holding down left here, because there's very little leeway of jumping in time. So you'll find yourself dying here, and you lose the spin slash. So I just recommend jumping before pressing left, like that. Now there is a clip here, it's not too hard. Just hold left and A, just play around with this first. See how easy it is to find the clip. It's gone. Maybe this is an advanced strat. We'll call it an optional clip. That's what we'll call it. So you just hold down A and left, clip, and then you're going to hit right to grab the ladder. Clip and right. Clip and right. It probably doesn't save that much time. So the traditional strat is to just go that way. Any way you want to do it. Should work just fine. So now we're just going to do one large spin there. I don't think there are too many items along the route you have to watch out for regarding picking up the wrong weapons. So you just stay on the main route here, grab everything, it doesn't matter what it is. And this guy can be trolley depending on his spawning location, but most of the time you could just spin right through him, but you will get knocked back sometimes. So both of these are ninpos. I mean, you're pretty much forced to grab them. I think that's points. But now, there is one item you do not want to grab here. This is the windmill shuriken. You don't want this. So take note of that. I think that's really the only one along this route you have to take note of what not to grab. But now you can spin through everything. This is the intended route. This is the one I recommend here. So let's take a look at this a few more times. Make a save state. So you flip-flop. We already know how to do this. It does take a little bit of timing, so if you're not that familiar with the game, it might be a little rough. You might find yourself going like this for a while. And that's fine. There is a backup health coming up here. Backup health is right here. There it is. Alright, so let's move right along here. Oh yeah, there's this damage boost coming up here. Let me make sure there are no wrong weapons here, because I think I said there actually is. But if we're focused on the damage boost, I guess we won't be too concerned with getting this wrong weapon. So just jump super early here. Boom! This is actually one of the easiest damage boosts in the entire game. So yeah, there were actually two bad weapons, wrong weapons on this screen. I didn't realize there was an Art of the Fire there. We'll have to take note of that as well. Oh, I should mention we do not want to slash cancel this guy here. If we slash cancel him, the bullets will go the wrong way and it'll look like this. So if you wonder why this happens, it's because you slash canceled the statue. Or you did a slight hesitation you shouldn't have done somewhere over here. Jump and boom! Booming on through. Alright. I just want to verify there are no wrong weapons here, because I think I said there weren't. Oh no, there is. No, wait, I think I said along the main route there aren't any wrong weapons. But anyway, I do recommend slash canceling this guy right here. Otherwise he'll knock you back almost half the time. So you just do down and B. Every time you hear me say cancel, it's down and B. So cancel, cancel. And I would actually like to recommend going this way, but that would recommend quick jumping your way up, so I just want to show what that would look like. It looks like that. But we probably want to do a route that doesn't involve that, so we're going to go cancel, cancel, and then we just flip-flop all the way up here. This is a very easy route here. One more time. Cancel, cancel. We just flip-flop all the way up. He can't troll you that hard. Like, if he does troll you, it's actually kind of helpful sometimes, if he launches you in the right direction. But yeah, you really can't get knocked around too much when you take this route. There's not a lot of bad stuff that can happen there. Just flip-flop your way up, and sometimes stuff like this will happen. That was actually pretty bad. I mean, what can I say? At least we survived. I did say 4-3, it ramps up in difficulty. But yeah, the hitboxes are not that great in this. I mean, it should go fine most of the time. I should point out this is a 5 ninpo here, just in case you need it. But I think that's enough there. And for this boss, you jump and slice. Or I should say spin and win. And just in case you don't have a spin slash here, you kind of camp this area here. It's very safe under this pillar. But I was just showing how that might look. This could take some time though. I'm not sure I do want to spend the time to kill him though, so we'll just go back here and we'll spin. Skip the cutscene here. Mash, mash, mash. Alright, how are we going to do this? We're probably just going to jump over these enemies. Grabbing the ninpos. Flipping them, flopping our way up here. Grabbing everything. Now there is something I should point out here. You do want to, I'm not sure how tricky this is going to be. You do want to jump pretty late in that area. So we're grabbing everything. Except for this right, we don't grab that because we want to get through there unscathed. This is a bad situation. I think Sinister has the right idea of throwing the star there for beginners. I do like that strategy. We're gonna go through the stage again. Standing slash, you could just slash all of this stuff. I don't really like this route too much. You're extremely vulnerable here. Even if you're careful, you could get trolled and knocked into the pit here. So I don't... Just know that that route's available. It should be obvious enough, though. I always recommend throwing the star there, especially when you have a bird there. But that's pretty much how that route's gonna look there. One more time. I'm not sure what that was, but it's fine. Just adapt to what you see. You're gonna get all kinds of patterns in this game. Not just with the projectiles from the Hammer Bros, but the enemy spawns as well. So we're just grabbing everything we see. And this route's not too bad either, if you learn how to jump in there, but like I said, you could throw the star if that's too tricky. I basically just flip-flopped my way up there. We're gonna make a save state here. Now I actually think it's okay to go for this boost here. I think it's actually safer for beginners to go that way, and faster. We're not going to do the follow-through. We are always going to throw the star here. We're not going to keep the bird. One moment here. Gaiden. I think we're using this slot here. Slice, jump, jump, boom. Let me throw the star. So our health here is usually going to be pretty low, I'd say, so don't hesitate to grab this health. Go back up here. Slice. And this is a 10 ninpo right here. We probably want that. Alright, 5-1's pretty hard, and this is another pretty hard one. I think 6-2 is the hardest for beginners, though. So we're gonna jump over these guys, grab this ninpo. I think that's the best way of proceeding. And we already know how to flip-flop our way up. Go like that too, I guess. I think this way was faster. Yeah, that's better. Flip-flop our way up. Now this part here, I strongly recommend throwing the star like that. This should work the vast majority of the time. Otherwise, if you try to slice them, half the time you're going to end up right there, or even worse, down here. So you try to slice them like that, you end up down there. So just always throw this here. Even though I do recommend conserving ninpo, it's worth it. Just throw and jump. It's very easy. And this is the spin slash here. Let me see, can we walk off and just grab it? Kind of. You do, I think you have to hesitate a bit to slow down. But yeah, I think it's actually faster if you jump from here and then slice it though. So we'll just, either way, it's no biggie. And flip flop. Next screen here. Now, how do we want to do this part? We probably do want to slash cancel him. So every time I say cancel, it's just down and B. Cancel and cancel. This is a very straightforward screen. I'm guessing that thing was just points here. No, it's actually a wrong weapon. So that does have to be pointed out here. Don't get the wrong weapon. Cancel, cancel, and then I guess we stop slicing this stuff. So that's points and that's a wrong weapon. We do have to take notes of the wrong weapons. I guess you could spin it, but we want to conserve ninpo. Get on up here. And now this part we want to get a 2-for-1. So you want to start the spin slash pretty late. If you do it too early, you're going to get bonked back by that guy, or forward. I'll spin both of them. There is an invincible fire wheel here. If you find yourself without the spin slash, you could go ahead and grab this. Makes this part a breeze. But notice that does take away your spin slash. So if you already have the spin slash, don't grab that. Let me see what these things are real quick, just to make sure we don't get any wrong weapons. Ah, so there's a wrong weapon there as well. So I guess we could take note of that. But that's actually out of the way a bit. So just stay on the main route here, which looks like this, and you can't really go wrong. This is on the main route too, that's ninpo. Ooh, oh yeah, I should mention what I'm doing here. I'm aiming for the left side of that statue. There's a lot of leeway, it's not hard. Just spin there. Sometimes it's hard to grab those. Oh yeah, since we're here, I guess we could grab ninpo. I think the intended route here is to just kind of flip-flop your way up here, like that. And we're probably going to want this health right here. I happen to have full health, but most people at this point are going to want that. A faster way to grab that is to take a boost here. Just make sure you have at least 3 health there, because the kicker does 2 damage. It's actually a pretty easy boost here. You just spin your way to victory. One more time. Boom, and whoops. Guess it's not foolproof. Spin and spin. This guy can be really trolly. I think the only route I'm going to cover here is the intended route. Just aim higher rather than lower at this part here, otherwise that will happen. So don't really worry if something like this happens and it takes a few tries, that's fine. You can spin the bird if you have to. We do have the spin slash here. I'm making this route look impossible, but it's not really. It's not a hard route. And again, it probably does take some practice to get used to this though. And if you do know how to do these quick jumps, I know we're not really going over quick jumps in this tutorial, but this is my favorite way to get through. Like if I'm doing a no reset run, I want it to be really fast. Well, I like to take this route. It should work like every time. I think you only have to do 2 quick jumps through. Oh, you know what's happening here? I'm accidentally hitting down and B, which does a slash cancel. That is something you have to watch out for in this game. But anyway, just show that a few more times here. So we're not gonna cover the lemon drop in this one, or the full gates of hell. But yeah, we're through. This is 10 info. You definitely want to cancel that. I just recommend jumping over that bird. I think it's easy no matter where he spawns. Just make sure you see him and then jump. Sometimes he will nip you in the end. Just one more time here. You could spin slash him if you have, if you really have a fear. That way you don't have to stop at all. But I recommend conserving info. It's really easy to jump over him. If you have 1 or 0 lives here, you could probably just keep killing yourself here until you get a game over with a fresh set of lives. But we already have 2, so let's go. I strongly recommend conserving info, so just keep doing standing slashes, and we can also slash cancel that. Slash cancel that. Those were ninpos. Let's see, I don't think there are wrong weapons along the way to worry about until a little bit later. So we could just grab everything we see here. Spin. If they're along the way, like this, that's a 10 ninpo. I think these are both points. Yes, you don't need those. And I also recommend despawning the guy that's coming up here. Like, you want to typically just stand right on this green edge here, and he's gone. So, one more time. Spin. This is like a lucky 5 ninpo. Sometimes this guy moonwalks backward, and it's easy to grab it without stopping. There's a 10po, spin, and a despawn. It only takes about a second for me to despawn him most of the time. And there is actually an extra life on this screen that you can respawn. So, if you're really new to this game, I'm gonna show how to get that. Because it could actually save you like 20 or 30 minutes, depending on your skill level in this game. So the extra life is right here. To get it to respawn, you just walk off the edge here, go back up, and it's back. So you could keep doing this. You'll lose 15 to 20 seconds each time you get a life here, but it could be worth it. And I should mention you're going to pretty much forego the spin slash here, because you're going to run out of ninpo, but maybe that's okay. You would have to be more careful there. But anyway, we'll load the save state with the spin slash. I just wanted to point out it's there, and you can get it over and over. Let's see, what's a good way to do this? We're not going to cover the SP boost here. So we're just going to spin, spin, and then we'll do one more spin right here, and then grab the ladder. You're safe from the bird as long as you're holding on. So one more time. Spin, 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 and spin. I think I did that wrong, actually. I'm not used to this route. I think I did like one extra spin or something. So spin, grab, safe. I don't know why I stopped going up when I grabbed this. I think it's because I'm used to quick jumping. But anyway, next screen. Now this is one you have to watch out for. I do recommend getting this. I think it's ninpo there. But then this one, you have to be careful. You don't want to do the same thing there, otherwise you grab that. Additionally, there's a bad weapon here. You don't want that either. So those are two you have to take note of. So even though you do want to grab that, definitely don't want this next one. So you just spin there and spin this guy. I don't think I ever accidentally grabbed this one though. It shouldn't be a problem. So one more time, spin, and into the pit we go. I pulled an Arcus there. This game is not that easy. This is one of the last screens. I think there's one more after this. We can spin him. If you have low ninpo here, you could always just do a standing slash there. Just make your way through. Oh yeah, there's more ninpo here. You could slash cancel that, but it's a little bit risky. That guy is launching something. Bones, machetes, knives. I don't know what those are. So one more time on this screen. Spin. We could spin here. Just, I guess, adapt to what you see. I should point out, if you have 0 ninpo here, but you do have the spin slash, there is one more backup over here. It's right there. Just in case you need it. But we're going up here. If you have extra ninpo, you could start spin slashing to get rid of it. You only need 5 for this guy. 10 ninpo doesn't work out well for some reason. So that's really all you do there. Make another save state. You could start the spin slash pretty early. But if you do it too early, it's not quite going to work. Just take a step and spin. Don't fall in the pit there, because you will die there. Mash, mash, mash. And this is the final act here. I guess we're just going to grab everything as usual. Now this is one of the few stages I do recommend stopping if you start making mistakes. I believe this is the one thing we don't want to grab, and the funny thing is it is a spin slash, but we don't want it just yet. Otherwise it's just going to eat up all our ninpo, and it's too easy to get stuck on walls at the start of the next stage. So that is the one thing we don't really want. This is the only troll in this stage, this hammer bro. You could I think there is actually a swag star strat here, but I'm probably not really going to get into that. I'm not sure that is a good beginner strat. There are lots of ways it can go wrong. Just adapt to what you see there. Grab everything. Well, there's just one item you don't want to grab there. So now we're going to go jump and slice. Nice. I like to just do the first jump when you see the screen start to scroll. It seems to work almost every time for me. So one more time. Scroll and slice. We're going to grab everything as always. We're probably going to get hit here a few times most of the time, and that's okay. There's a 10 ninpo here. I do recommend getting that for newer players. You want as much ninpo as possible. Might have been a bad save state. Let me make another one here. Now this is actually one of the trickiest parts of the game here. That is what it should look like there. So what is going on here? I think the trickiest part is to jump immediately there, because it's tempting to take a step right there and then try to slice them, and then it's too late. So just remember, that's very tight timing required here. Slice and jump immediately, and then here we want to spin it really late. So I think the only two things to remember here are early and then late. So early jump, it's still, the timing's pretty tight. This is not an easy area. Getting knocked backward by everything here. And then late. Because if you jump too early back there, sometimes there's one of those little stars from the Jetpack Ninjas that'll knock you into the pit. But let me just do one more good run here. So we go early. I don't know what's going on here. And late. That was not a clean route though. I'll try it again. This shows how hard this part is though. It is one of the hardest parts of the game, I'd say. Especially for newer runners. There's just so much stuff to remember going on here. Spin really late. Spin. I should point out this is a 5 ninpo. I recommend going here. There's a faster route here to unlock the screen, but then you do have to do the quick jumps. And I timed it out and it doesn't even save a second, even if you have insane wall climbing. So just take the intended route here. You can spin here, spin there. And I do think I recall on this screen there was an item you weren't really supposed to get somewhere over here, I think. I think there was a windmill shuriken. I just wanted to point that out, because I forgot. But anyway, moving right along here. I'm not sure why I did that there. I think I was going to show off how you can't really get any wrong item here too easily. Like this is not a bad item, and then once you're down here you can't reach these things. You can reach that, but that's not a bad item. Those two are wrong weapons, but you're probably not going to accidentally grab them. So, I guess you don't walk off and spin. So we're just going to go spin and spin, walk off and spin. This is the route I usually take. It's fine if you get hit there. You know, now that I think about it, I'd recommend 2 standing slashes there. I'm probably just making up stuff as I go along, but I don't usually take this route, except for that part there is identical. But yeah, that looked fine. There's more ninpo here. You could cancel to get it. This guy is super trolly. There's a lot of bad stuff that can happen here. And there's another bad weapon here. So this is like the land of bad weapons. So just one more time. Getting through here. Spin, 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 and then we'll do 2 slash cancels, or not slash cancels, 2 regular slashes. Very easy. Sometimes he moonwalks so far backwards you actually want to cancel him here. There's like just enough room to cancel without falling back down. But anyway, don't grab the baby shuriken here. This is a baby shuriken. There's a loading zone right here. It's pretty easy to hit as long as you don't jump too early. Now this room is pretty tricky here without the spin slash. But with the spin slash it's easy. You pretty much spin everything. I'm not sure why I did a final spin. I think it's because I said to spin everything. don't think there are any wrong weapons to get here. It's glitching out a little bit. I don't really think there's too much to point out here, but I should just show how to get through here one time in case you don't have the spin slash. I would actually, if you don't have the spin slash here, let's say we die here, I would recommend just slowly making our way up here and just adapting to what we see. Now usually this is suicide, but for this particular room I think it's actually easiest. Just take a look at everything that's coming. It's okay to get hit a few times here. Just take a look at what they're gonna throw at me. Just carefully going forward slowly, see what they give. And there's that mummy. So we'll naturally despawn him by creeping up here. Now this is the only tricky part, is there's gonna be a bird flying in our face here. So just be ready to crouch here. And then that's it. So that was the whole thing without the spin slash there. So one more time, you just creep forward if you don't have spin slash. Just adapt to what you see here. This stuff will respawn, it's a little tricky. Just creep forward and get ready for that bird. Duck. But obviously it's so much easier if you do use the spin slash, and faster. Now there is a boost here that I do recommend as long as you have at least one extra life. It looks like this. It's the standard boost. And we're through. But if this is your last life and you really don't want to die here, I'd recommend just going up this way instead. What is this thing? Just points, you don't need that, I guess. But one more time with the standard boost. It's not that hard. Spin. Spin. Sometimes this guy moonwalks so much you can't reach him. And I should point out a backup spin slash here, because most new runners will die at Jaquio and or the demon, in which case you want to grab this. So you can just retrace your steps here, or if you are comfortable with quick climbing here, there's this secret exit here. It's kind of tricky though. I just wanted to show off that spare spin slash. I think you could just jump over that first bat so you don't waste spin slash. You just flip-flop your way up. I see nothing wrong with that. There is a boost here. I guess you could try if you want to. So, let's see. Right when you get to this point right here, you just start spinning like that. And then you do another jump up there. So spin, whoops. That's the number one mistake there, is jumping too early. Spin, jump. And stuff like that can happen, but you could just keep jumping and eventually you should get up. There are lots of ways to get up here, but I think this is the intended route. It's very easy. So that is what I recommend. I probably won't even show it again. It's just holding down the A button and flip-flopping. So we have plenty of ninpo here. This tutorial will not cover this bird boost, so just do a standing slash. It should work pretty much every time. Whoops, I did a baby jump there. I want to show this without the... Whoa, he's coming out of the ground. Flipping and a flopping, no baby jumps. This is the time stopper, you do want that. Some extra ninpo. I probably should have slash canceled that. There are some wrong weapons here actually, I think. This one up here is the wrong weapon, so we don't want this one. Is that... Oh, that's an info. But here, let's go through this whole part, the route that I'd recommend. So always just do a standing slash right there. Spin the bird. Just flip-flop our way up. Whoops, I did another baby jump. Let me show it this way. There we go. You could slash cancel that for more ninpo. He should not be there as long as you're fast enough. Just for demonstration purposes, we'll keep going here. Because now I get to show off the health. And I see nothing wrong with doing standing slashes on all these guys here. It should be pretty much foolproof. There's more ninpo here, just in case you need it. Now, here's the health pickup here. There it is. And you can even respawn it if that's not enough health. Which is very useful if you die at one of the final bosses, because you will not get a health refill when entering the bosses the next time. But anyway, gonna spin here, spin there, flip-flop our way up here. think these are both ninpos. You probably won't need that much though, but it's there if you need it. And I should point out these last 4 pickups are all wrong weapons. So don't get any of them. The easiest way is just to hold right if you do have enough health. You need at least 5 health. Sometimes it's not enough if you get an unlucky bird pattern. He'll get you right at the end. But if you only have 3 or 4 health, just do 1 spin there, and then jump right at the end. There's also a damage boost. So you go spin, boom, and jump. One more time. Spin, boom, jump. So for this boss, if you have the spin slash, you just spin. We didn't need that much ninpo. And if you don't have the spin slash, you can just jump up way up there, wait for this guy to come over here, and then get off. Now you can do a little bit of canceling in the air here. So remember, when I say cancel, it's down and B. So I aim to do about two slices per jump here. Looks like this. So just keep doing this pattern here. There it is. Now they're always going to take away your spin slash and ninpo here. So this is the worst part of the game for everybody. For the fastest speedrunners and the casual runners, it's Jaquio. So there's only one route that I recommend here. We're going to hold the controller normally, and we are going to... I should point out, you should take a small step forward first thing. Otherwise, if you just jump straight up, there will always be this this troll flame down here, right there. You do not want that troll flame. So just make sure to take a step forward. So we're gonna go cancel, cancel, slice, slice. Cancel, cancel, cancel. Cancel, cancel, slice, slice. This is gonna be pretty slow. Slice, slice, but it should work. Cancel, cancel, slice, slice. Our health is getting low, we do have to watch out. He does 3 damage to you. The flames only do 1. But that did work. The fight's a lot faster if you can do 2 hits per jump. I think most of those were not. But yeah, that's what you want to do. Small step forward. Cancel, 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 cancel. I mean, really, we should already have done 4. I am actually not that good at canceling when holding the controller normally. Let me try this again. Cancel, 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 cancel. It's not doing a lot of damage, but it still does work. We can still kill him here. It does not have to be perfect. I guess this is good for demonstration purposes, showing you don't need a perfect fight here. And I should point out that when you grab the wall here, you don't have to cancel to jump off and hit him. You could still hit him twice each time. Now we have to be really careful here not to get hit by him. So that was too close to call, and that's because I wasn't doing much damage to him. Because I'm actually not that used to doing holding the controller normally here. But that looks a little bit better. Yeah, this is better. But eventually the pattern changes and you're pretty much forced to get hit by him, but that's okay as long as you're doing some damage. Just keep an eye on your health. Make sure you have at least 4 so you can afford to get hit by him if you want to. You probably should never chase him down like that. But we still got him. So just one more time. Just start off by canceling. You don't have to get hit by him right away. But at this point here now, you will get hit. It's just something that'll happen. You don't even have to think about it. That's how to get through Jaquio. I think there's only one route I'm going to cover here. We're going to have to slice this head 11 times. Just watch out for the shrimp. So again, every time I jump, I'm canceling. So I aim for 2 hits every time I jump. No more, no less. Ouch. And that's it. One more time. I think the tail takes 16 hits. And the heart also takes 16, so that's a lot of slices we have to do here. But we get them eventually. There we go. I think that is about it. That was the beginner's tutorial for Ninja Gaiden. I planned for this to be like 45 minutes long. Turned out to be an hour, over an hour and 5 minutes, hour and 6 minutes. But I think I covered everything I wanted to. So I guess that's it. Good luck with Ninja Gaiden.